Alright guys, Fausto and Frank here, and today I'm going to discuss whether if it's worth to go to university, if it's actually something you should consider. Stick with me till the end. So guys, I'm just going to speak out from my own experience and the different ways you can approach this. So let me just get this straight. I'm not totally against going to university in certain circumstances. However, it must be said that it's a careful consideration you must take into your heart when you're about to go. You have to ask yourself, you're a young guy, you just left university. You're standing there and you think, what can I do with myself? Should I go to university? Wrong. That's already a wrong way of looking at it, because then you'll end up saying, yes, I want to go to university, but then you're not going because you actually want to learn something that you want to do. You're just going because as a time filler, because you're like, okay, well, I left uni, I left high school, oh, let's go to university. But then what's going to happen is you're going to find a Mickey Mouse subject that's not really worth much. And don't get offended if you're in one of these. I'm also part of this statistic. You're going to do something like psychology, sociology, history, or linguistics. Pointless. What are you going to do with those subjects after 4 years of doing it? Because most guys who go and do these are not going to go and do a master's after it anyway, because you only done the 4 years, so you can say, oh, look, mom, dad, look, future employer, look, me, I done something after university. And you end up doing these Mickey Mouse degrees, which after 4 years are still pretty useless, and you just become part of the statistic. Oh, but this country has this and this many graduates. So that's a wrong way of looking at it. The way you should be looking at it is thinking, I want to be a doctor, I want to be an architect, I want to be an engineer. Yes, that's the time you should go to university. That's perfectly fine, because those are high-paying jobs anyway, very much sought after, and it's something that society needs. Society needs doctors, society needs architects. However, if you're a guy like me who done a Mickey Mouse degree, I would argue against and say go do a job that's sought after again. Plumber, bus driver, electrician, builder, carpenter. All these jobs that needs hands, real jobs that still need people and time and labor to do it. And why? Because they pay more than a fresh university graduate. Statistically speaking, in the UK, a graduate of university will start on £24,000. A bus driver, which is me, starts on 32, and I started 5 years ago on 29. So, and now I make about 36 with overtime, and I don't do that much overtime anymore. It just goes to show. You know, another reason is because you don't waste your time, and I said many times that time is more important than money, and time is money. Don't waste your time, and with university with a Mickey Mouse degree, you do waste your time. So I would not do it. Now, if you're a doctor or anything like that, yes, okay, do it, but be prepared to put in a lot of years, 8 to 9, at least 5 to 9 years, put it in, and you still want to end up with a 100k job after you leave. You still have to work up your way, even if you're a doctor. Just be prepared for that. Now, people say, well, in the UK, in Scotland, university is free. Oh, like free university? Why would you not go? It's very simple. Supply and demand. If you have a lot of people going to university, then there's going to be less demand for it, and you're going to get paid less for it. It's very simple. Back in 2008, the market crashed here, much like now, and everyone and their dog went back to university. So I started the first year of university in 2011. Everyone went back. There's still no jobs for people like me. How many sociologists do we need? Psychologists? Like how many? Like honestly, let's be honest. And the only reason I got a bit luckier with my degree is because I went straight to Budapest after Hungary, after I finished my degree. At 22, I went there, and the reason I found a relatively good job, even for compared to I made even more money finding a job there than my friends' parents did, because I had a university degree from Britain, which was in demand in Hungary, plus I knew 3 languages. So in Hungary, I was valuable with my degree. I came back here in 2017, and to this day, 2023, they still only offer me jobs which are £21,000 a year. That's even less than the average graduate makes. Can you believe that? So I have a degree, 3 languages, plus the work experience from multiple places, and they still have the cheek to phone me up and go, "We have a great job, blah blah blah," and I'm like, "How much?" 21,000. Bye. So, and I've been working as a bus driver for £35,000 a year. Another problem is that when you go to university, people build an ego. They're like, "Oh, I went to uni. I don't want to work with my hands anymore. I don't want a labor job. I'd rather take a crappy job." That's another problem, because then you waste your time in uni, you waste your time after uni, and you don't make money. So a good metric is, can you learn the subject from a book without any formal education? Yes. Don't go. Can you imagine your professor doing anything other than teaching the subject? No. Another good metric, then don't go do it. It's like a business teacher teaching business degree, or a sociologist bitching about capitalism while he's making better money teaching it, but he's not going to really do anything about it. So these people drive me nuts. And also, university, and not just in the soft sciences, also in the hard sciences, is full of indoctrination. It's like a Bolshevik re-education camp, especially in the West. Honestly, I'm just glad I went to uni before the whole 2016 Trump election, because even before it was unbearable. I can only imagine how unbearable it became after it. But I don't want to get into politics. So if you're a guy leaving high school, I would suggest, and you don't have much skills, you haven't done that about an education, I would suggest join a job that is classical, such as a builder, plumber, bus driver, and then on the side learn. I'm not against learning, by the way. Learn something in a 6 months online course that you know you can probably find a job from it. That's what I would do. And in the meantime, build your money, because especially if you're young and live with your parents, you can still put aside a lot of money. That's what I did. So just quickly, when I came back from Hungary, and even before, I always worked my life. But when I joined the buses in 2019, at the beginning in January, I still with my parents because I wanted to become a commercial pilot. Just a quick story. And from that money, I was able to put aside like 30 grand, £30,000 in 3 years, because that job paid well, and I lived with my parents. Imagine if I went back to do a master's. And not only would I not have the money, I would have to pay for it, because even in the UK, Scotland, you have to pay for a master's. Only the undergraduates are not free. Free. So guys, honestly, if you're not sure what to do, join a classical job where you have to work with your hands, study beside that, do a side hustle, and you get further. And if you are in the middle of these Mickey Mouse degrees, don't despair. Just finish it, because you started it. Finish it, and you still have something. So it's not totally useless. You still have a paper that you went to uni. I'm not completely against it, but I would rather you think about doing it if you haven't started it. If you have, then finish it, because I faced the same problem and I finished it. At least you have paper, which, by the way, puts you in front of other candidates. Say you go for the same job and you say, "Oh, by the way, I have a degree," and then at least you have some transferable skills. All I'm basically saying is, don't base your future wealth on the fact that, "Oh, I have a paper from university, I'll live well now." This is not the 50s, guys. You won't, unless again it's like a medical PhD or an architect or something like that. So guys, please, if you like this video and find it useful, give it a thumbs up, a comment, and I will see you in the next one.